I felt the weight of every eye when the doors opened. My heels echoed against the courtroom tile, deliberate, steady, each step chosen like a chess move. My mother rolled her eyes with that familiar sharpness, dismissing me the way she always had. My father lowered his gaze, unable to watch, or unwilling to face what he knew was coming. But the judge, he froze. His lips parted, voice low, almost reverent. Wait, is that really her? The gavel didn't strike. The room stilled, caught between disbelief and silence. They had no idea who I truly was, what I had uncovered, what I had done, and what I had become, until now. Back then, I used to believe in loyalty, in love, in blood. He had smiled at me once in a way that made my world feel safe. Promises whispered at midnight, vows carved into air like scripture. My parents had approved, of course. They adored him. A future son-in-law polished enough to parade, obedient enough to mold. And I loved him. God, I loved him. Blindly. But blindness fades. Always. The betrayal. It began with the smallest details. A text message erased too quickly. The lingering scent of perfume on his shirt that wasn't mine. A slip of a smile when his phone buzzed at midnight and he thought I was asleep. I didn't confront him. I watched. I listened. I documented. The truth revealed itself piece by piece. Hotel receipts tucked in his wallet. Emails buried under false names. And the worst of it, the photographs I found hidden on a shared hard drive. Him and her. A woman who, to my horror, wasn't just a stranger. She was my best friend. The betrayal wasn't a knife to the back. It was slower, a poison in the veins. And I let it run through me, silent, until I was immune. The shift. Rage was useless, tears weaker still. So I chose control. I became patient, methodical. I learned the laws my parents thought I was too fragile to understand. I traced every dollar he tried to hide, every lie he thought was clever. I sat in silence at family dinners while my mother praised his ambition. My father called him the son I never had. And I smiled. Because they had no idea that by the time they rolled their eyes at me, I had already won. The plan. I started small, moved money quietly, shifted ownership of assets without his noticing, signed documents he never read because he was too busy chasing pleasure. I hired an investigator, not for evidence of cheating, that was too easy, but for proof of fraud, proof of embezzlement from his own company. By the time I was done, he wasn't just a liar, he was a criminal. And then came my parents. They had chosen him over me countless times, turned my voice into background noise. So I let them believe their perfect son-in-law was untouchable. I let them laugh at me, dismiss me, betray me with their silence. Because betrayal is contagious, and I intended to cure it with exposure. The execution. The morning of the trial, I dressed carefully. Black suit, no jewelry, hair pinned back. My presence was a blade, sharpened, waiting. He walked in confident, as always, flashing that smile that once fooled me. My mother beamed at him, radiant with pride. My father clapped his shoulder like a brother. They never saw the sweat at his collar, the slight tremor in his hand. But I did. I handed the judge the file myself. Every forged document, every stolen cent, every photograph of him with her, my former best friend, now subpoenaed and broken on the witness stand. He denied it, of course, loudly, desperately. His voice cracked when he realized the walls had no doors left. The judge leaned forward, scanning the evidence. His eyes flicked to me. Recognition dawned. The quiet girl, the dismissed daughter, the betrayed wife, suddenly unmasked. "Is that really her?" he whispered, and I smiled for the first time in months. The climax. The silence in the room wasn't pity, It was awe. My mother's face hardened into stone when she realized who I had become. My father wouldn't look at me at all. But him? He looked at me like a man drowning. He begged with his eyes, as though the same lips that had kissed my skin could undo the noose tightening around his neck. I leaned closer across the table. "You should have known," I whispered, my voice steady. "I don't lose." The gavel struck. Guilty. Not just of betrayal, of theft, fraud, perjury. And in that instant, the man who once believed he held my future in his hands had nothing left. The resolution. When the guards led him away, he turned back one last time. But I didn't watch him. I looked at my parents. My mother's lips trembled, no words left to disguise her shame. My father's eyes watered, though whether from guilt or cowardice, I couldn't tell. They had chosen him, and they lost him. I walked out of that courtroom with my silence intact, my head unbowed. Not broken, not bitter, reborn.